Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot, Coco show man.
Now, the next thing I would like to look at is another interesting piece, and it's rolling on your screen. What does it say? Ghana Cocobod sues Al Jazeera over child labor. You remember a few days ago, there were publications all over the place. In fact, Al Jazeera published that Ghana Cocoa, in fact, is actually done using child labor. Nobody around the world is ready to endorse child labor. Children are supposed to be in school. They are supposed to enjoy their childhood. They are not supposed to earn money. Children need care, not to be sent out there to earn money. Al Jazeera published this. Remember, even in the Volta region, there was a CNN story that came out and exposed the dirty things happening in the Volta region in terms of child labor. Children were sent out early in the morning to go and fish. Some of them were even sacrificed, thrown into the water to bait fish. A lot of children have drowned that way. Drowned. It sounds like a very barbaric, primitive story, but it happened. I remember how the Minister of Information, Upon Nkrumah, came out and denied the story, only for him to come back later and say there was an iota of truth in the story and that they were collaborating with CNN to be able to deal with the situation. Slavery in the Volta region of Ghana. And listen to the story. Listen. Little children were taken into slavery. They worked themselves dry, going out there to catch fish. In other words, fishing. And sometimes these little children were thrown into the depth of the water. Whilst they were struggling for breath and dying, fishes would come around them and fishermen would catch more fish. Such a barbaric country. When CNN published this story in a documentary, we all saw it. It was delivered and investigated by Amampo, Christiana Amampo. And when we all saw it, we were heartbroken. But the government quickly came out to do damage control, forgetting about the number of people dying right there in the Volta region. It came out to be true. They denied it. Now, Al Jazeera, this time around not CNN, is reporting about child labor on our cocoa farms. Ghana cocoa is the best cocoa in the whole world. Everybody knows that. Now, a lot of people are destroying the cocoa farms and using the land for mining, aka galamsey, illegal mining. The European Union voted a lot of money in euros to the cocoa industry in Ghana to produce quality cocoa beans because they saw the prospects of the Ghana cocoa industry. You know what happened? Farmers took the money and the government also kept part of the money and rather decided to cut down the cocoa trees and turn the land into mining areas. The European Union got angry and threatened that it was not going to import Ghana cocoa anymore. China, all of a sudden, that is so notorious for illegal mining in Ghana, came up and said, oh, we have started planting quality cocoa in our country, China. We want the EU to try that and see if it's good enough. And that one is unpolluted, unlike that one in Ghana. Ghanaians were angry because the biggest menace we have in Ghana from the galamsey space is from China. Well, Al Jazeera came out with that expose, child labor on our cocoa farms. Nobody will be ready to patronize Ghana cocoa to encourage child slavery, aka child labor. It's the same thing that happened in other countries when they had what is known as the blood diamonds. And of course, child soldiers. The international community came up against that and decided not to trade in diamonds and some other such things from those areas with that kind of predicament. Al Jazeera spoke about child labor and boom, What is happening? Ghana is angry, just like the information minister was when the CNN crew investigated child labor and slavery in the Volta region of Ghana. Come, let's read this story together. Ghana Cocobod sues Al Jazeera over child labor. And the headline there says what? Child labor report. We will take on Al Jazeera. And that is coming from the Cocobod. Look at this. And this is the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Ghana Cocobod. His name is Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu. In fact, he was my lecturer at University of Science and Technology, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi several years ago. In fact, from 2001 all the way to 2000, I beg your pardon, 2001 was when I left. I went in there from 1997. So he was my lecturer from that time all the way down to 2001, 4 years in the university. My brother, my sister, interesting things. Watch the story. What does it say? The Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Ghana Cocobod, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu, says Cocobod will take on Al Jazeera over the report it has made about child labor in cocoa farms in Ghana. He also said those who granted the interviews are being sent to court to investigate the matter. In a report, Al Jazeera stated that the use of child labor has risen in cocoa farms in Ghana during the past decade, despite industry promises to reduce it. According to the report, the prevalence of children doing hazardous work, including using sharp tools, has also gone up in the world's top 2 cocoa producers, according to a study funded by the United States government. Speaking on the matter on a Tinka TV's morning show, Ghana near with Ama Jemfa Ofosu Dakwa, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu said Cocobod will deal with Al Jazeera because the photos are a dent on the image of the cocoa industry. We will plead with the media because it is the image of the industry that we are denting. We are causing damage to the cocoa industry, which is the glue that holds the economy together. With what has happened, we shall prosecute the people. So all the farmers who were involved have been picked up by the police and are being processed for court. When they get there and they confirm that they were called on Sunday to the farm to take photos and give explanations, then we will know that the people went to trick the farmers, he said. He again said, we would also deal with Al Jazeera because even in the Western world, when something happens to a child, his face is not exposed. They cover their face with something. But for this, the child was just walking and picking cocoa just like that. And so even the woman whose child was involved has been disgraced, including her child, who is not even 6 months old. All these are used to portray a bad image of Ghana. And so we have to deal with all of them. Meanwhile, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu expressed worry over the issue, saying that due to that, when they send cocoa to the foreigners, they do not want to buy it because they feel you use child labor to gather the beans. Dash it away. You see, they are only interested in the image of the country and the money. Is child labor happening? It's true. In Ghana, that is our middle name, child labor. Look how many women are on the streets carrying babies and using the babies to beg. Is that not child labor? Go around our farms all over Ghana. It is our tradition to send our little children to the farms and make them work. Is that not child labor? The men and women who crack stones, is it not children they used to crack that? Let the truth be told. If it's a shameful thing, stop it now. Rather than trying to play propaganda like what Opon Nkrumah did. Why is it that this country is so interested in propaganda and not ready to do the right thing? We have child labor happening on our cocoa farms. Is the minister saying that there's no child labor? For me, nobody should buy the cocoa of Ghana. Child labor is happening, and any day, anybody can prove it. You can intimidate the farmers for as much as you want. We all know that the farmers always take their children to the farm to work alongside them. A lot of these children are not even allowed to go to school. Are you not a Ghanaian? You don't know this? Instead of dealing with that mentality, you are quickly trying to do damage control, cosmeticism. You are not interested in dealing with the root cause of the problem. You are trying to treat symptoms. We all know, and it is true, child labor is rife here. Right from the northern region, go there. When they are coming out of the farms, it's the women that carry all the load. And their children are in front of them, also carrying some load, whilst the man is at the back smoking bonto and following them. Most of the time bare-chested with his shirt hanging around his shoulder. This is one of the images you will see of child labor. Child labor is all over the shores of Ghana. Go there and see how many children are in small boats catching fish. Why are you denying this? And now he's warning the media that the media should be careful. It's all about the image of Ghana. Don't buy Ghana cocoa. Until this child labor stops, don't buy it. You are not ready to do the right thing. You are ready to endanger the lives of children, all because of the dirty money you would make. Have some respect for the children. Let the children enjoy their childhood the same way you enjoyed yours. And stop denying that these silly things are happening in our country. Hey. Joseph Boahin Edu. With all respect, Mr. Joseph Boahin Edu. That was my lecture. Stop this damage control. Stop this cosmeticism. Stop this nonsense. Or else posterity will judge you so badly. Come here. A lot of children are dying. Not only on the cocoa farms. They are dying fishing. A lot are dying even doing galamsey. Why are we pretending that it's not happening? It is happening. And we must stamp that out, or else we will continue bearing this shame. Dash him away. This is the Black Pot, aka Kokushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we shall do more. I have a quote for you. And it's about this same child labor thing. It's slavery. Hey! Wayo!
Skip a charge.
Blakk Pot, Coco Show.